fomenting trouble, those who are preaching a message of hate and have rejected amnesty. How do you forge ahead with that?
New agricultural technology to move to, let's say, so that we can move, we can move the time we've lost.
Well, if it's so important, Mr. Madleon, if this whole talk about amnesty is so important and we so desire peace in northern Nigeria, why haven't the people like yourself and entrepreneurs come in before now to actually talk about bringing the desired peace, just in case the amnesty is not going to work?
You know, at first we were told that government is on top of the situation. But it's just this time around that we realized that we are not on top of the situation. They're actually under the situation.
So as it is now, especially now that the group has rejected amnesty, which is, in other way, dialogue. They're not ready to talk. So what should the region be doing this point in time, or the federal government?
Dialogue. We must find a way to get them to sit down. They will hear. They are human beings. I'm equally believing that we must come this time around. Everybody is tired. We must come to an end, because as it affects the eyes, it affects the nose. Here, the Kaduna as a state is one of the states that when it sneezes, the entire whole country catches cold. Kano State is one of the most viable commercial cities in northern Nigeria. But as I tell you, today, everybody goes to... The mere Mereke does not have peace. Once he pushes his truck from one point to the other, at every junction where he gets to, they have to remove the whole Mereke for him to check whether there are no bombs under and all that here. The Okada man, the Mekeke, the Meshai, the Mesuya. Life in northern Nigeria, one of the places where there are traditional value chain providers, service providers are totally gone. If nothing is done, I don't think even the man in Olo has got something to benefit from that man in Kano. The man in Uboka or the man in Enugu has got something that he needs, or services he needs in Bronu. Sulai, are you aware that since for the past 3 years within this insurgence, we've been importing beans from Burkina Faso, Togo, to augment our local beans production? Because one of our biggest cities for beans production is Yobe. You cannot grow beans in Uromi. You can't grow beans in Akukwedu. Here, as God has brought us together as Nigeria, He gave us, each and every one of us, certain blessings that puts us together as a Nigerian.
You know, we appreciate all of that, and I'm sure the government of the day appreciates that as well. But the problem is, the government has always been ready to speak with this group. Nobody, not even any member of any traditional institution, let alone the Boko Haram sect, have actually met face to face. So they haven't met any traditional ruler. The traditional rulers have not been able to meet them because some of them have actually lost their lives. So what does anyone like yourself want the government to do?
No nation plays politics when it comes into food. Here, a nation that does not have the capacity to feed himself has lost its sovereignty. If we need to hold our sovereignty together, please let us approach amnesty from the agricultural perspective here. Islamically, it's even a sin for you to waste food, for you to cook a food that you cannot finish. Here, an average northerner that once you talk about Gona, once you talk about livestock, once you talk about food production, you get him. Here, both religion, Christian and Islam, in the place there, knows the importance of food. Here, I am saying to you that once there is a program to engage over 60 million youths in northern Nigeria who do not have anything to do, and get them engaged into agriculture in the place there, you will see relevant peace within the space of 3 months here. Like I said here, the body languages of the man you are negotiating with in the place here shows that, listen, I am tired, I want everlasting activities here. You once brought in one of our sisters who are into security activities, who says that you have some people who are paying money for people for protection. For how long will you pay somebody for protection? But if the young man is busy, Listen, let me say this to you here. So like there are 15,000 textile firms in India. We don't have up to 6 functional textile firms in Nigeria. So we're even talking about where clothing is a problem in Nigeria. Clothing. 15,000 textile firms in India. How many textile firms do we have here? Now, if the textile firms are working, that means the young man in Funtua would have something to do. Who could gin cotton. But we don't have. We don't have.
But if you look at it, the way we gradually lost some of those industries, but that's not the reason why Boko Haram has taken up arms against the state.
The Boko Haram or the insurgents is as a result of young men not being busy. Not being busy. Suleiman, I did not have 45,000 naira to pay flight to come to Lagos to say hi to my good friends in the place there because I've not been doing business. The business activities in Admiral Environmental Care is down. I can't pay staff for the past 3 months a year. So if somebody has come in to sell me any wrong flag, if not that some of us have known God today, suppose I started going to church. I don't know where I would have been. Maybe I would have been inside one of the people being looked for. I'm saying that the situations as it is there is bad in the place there. If the industries are working, if the people have been engaged, then you can separate the criminal elements into this and the so-called political activity. But first of all, let us get the people engaged. Let us revive the agricultural activities. Are you aware that we were feeding Chad, Niger, Bobo Bilaso from activities from Bronu, from Gambori Gala? And I blame a lot of problems here in the sense that some of our decision makers are fed with wrong information from the people that are meant to mediate here. How much have we seen Gaga, the Minister for Commerce and Industry? How often have we seen him in Kano, paying visit in Dakata, paying visit in Sharadan? Do you know one of the most marketable things? One of the things going on today is that all the industries equipment today have been sent to mills. We make them to make rods because they are all totally absolutes.
You know, going through my mind now, for a group that really does not care about life, what do you think? Do you expect them to care when people don't even get food to eat anymore? Do they care for the region, let alone others?
Suleiman, if somebody comes to our house and beat up my father and they beat up my mother, and then say that the only thing he can actually use to spare them is for me to beg him, I will do that in the place there because I have no choice. For how long can we continue this? This country is not Somalia. This country is not. This country is one of the biggest and one of the most pious nations in Africa. So whatever anything it costs us for us to get this amnesty to work, just like the initiative was worked in Niger Delta, we must find a way to get it done here. I am 40 years today. Here, I cannot afford to waste my future. Here, I have not met my dreams.
Well, the thing is, you know that the authorities will not just sit back and fold their arms and watch things degenerate. They are also desirous of getting this to a conclusion, a much desired one. But when you say in seeking a solution about amnesty, agricultural perspective should also be factored, what exactly do you mean?
Well, fantastic. The promotion of one community, one product here. We have them. The late Sardauna did this whole thing here. Let us bring back a new cotton seedlings for the man in Funtua, Musa Musawa, Kankia, and all that here. Let us revive back. Let us go back to Marite. Let us go back to Gambori Gala. Let us go back to Lake Chad and bring back those activities that were keeping the warehouses in Yobe, in Bronu busy. When we do that, you see peace back here. Let us even have face to face with entrepreneurs in northern Nigerians in the place there that will be able to come in back and rekindle the confidence of people to bring back their resources and revive back and bring back the steam of industries in northern Nigeria for value chain activities here. And then with this blue guarantee can be created here. Can you just imagine that it is just the 120-kilometer road built by Obasanjo in Girio Dam, where 3 million bags of onions are produced in Sokoto, that has brought in peace to those people here. They are the biggest Hajj seat buyers every year in Sokoto. But yet, as I tell you, half of these onions do not see the way to the market every year.